Hello guys! Today, I'm making a new tier list for the new summer pets that were just added in the latest summer event. Okay, let's start things off with the E tier, starting with Seagull. So, why is choose Seagull? This pet only triggers its ability when you remove plants or trees. But if you're already using a reclaimer tool for that, then what's the point of having this pet? Honestly, this pet is useless. Next up, we've got the Crab Pet. Honestly, it doesn't do much besides pinching other players to earn some shekels. But the amount is pretty low, around 260 to 460 shekels every 6 minutes. In my opinion, this pet isn't very useful. You'd be better off using moles since they can collect gear and bring in more shekels than the crab. So I'd rank this pet as an E tier. Okay, let's move into the D tier. Let's start with the Starfish. Why does it put in the D tier? Its skill gives a bit of extra experience, like 6 XP more every second, but that boost only applies to this pet itself. Because of that limited effect, I'd put Starfish in the D tier. Up next, we've got the Flamingo. Its pet skill is pretty decent. It speeds up plant growth by 15 times within about 13 studs. So, if you're looking to make your plants grow quicker, this pet could help. But honestly, I'd personally go with the Echo Frog instead. The next pet I want to talk about is the Peacock. Its special skill activates every 10 minutes and boosts another pet's ability for 60 seconds, as long as they're within 15 studs. This can be pretty handy if you've got a bunch of peacocks. But personally, I'd choose the Tarantula Hawk over it. Alright, moving on to the C tier list. First up is the Capybara. Its special skill is that your pet doesn't lose hunger, and also earns 3 XP every second when it's within 15 studs. I think it's pretty useful, especially if you have a bunch of these pets. Next up is the Sea Turtle Pet, which is great if you spend a lot of time online or AFK in the game. It rewards your pet with 1,000 experience points every 10 minutes. Plus there's a 10% chance it'll make a nearby fruit wet. This helps your pet level up faster. However, since rainy weather happens pretty often in the game and the chance is pretty low, I'd rank this pet around a C tier. Alright, let's talk about the B tier pets. There's just one pet here, the orangutan. So why does the orangutan land in B tier? Well, it's pretty handy because it has a 5% chance to not use up materials when you're crafting. That's super helpful if you're making things like sun coil or lumira seeds. Now imagine having 8 of these pets that adds up to a 40% chance to save your materials. That's why I think the orangutan deserves a spot in B tier. Okay, let's go with A tier list. We have 2 pets in A tier list. First is a toucan. So why does the toucan make it into A tier? Well, it's super handy when you're growing tropical plants, like parasol, honeysuckle, banana, pineapple, cocoa bean, mango, dragon fruit, and starfruit. Its ability gives you a 1.70x boost in size and a 1.18x increase in the chance of getting variants. The toucan's ability is kind of like the blood hedgehog, but the hedgehog edges it out a bit. So if you're aiming to make your fruit huge, the toucan is a solid pick, or you could go with the mooncat method instead. Coming up next in the A tier is the scarlet macaw. This pet is pretty rare. You only have about an 8% chance to get it from the paradise egg. You probably already know why it ranks so high though. Its special ability is activate in every 12 minutes, giving you a 15% chance to turn your fruit into a verdant one. Sure, 15% isn't super high, but this is the only pet that can grant you a verdant mutation. Plus, if your verdant fruit gets sun-dried, it can turn into a paradisal mutation, which comes with an 18x multiplier. Considering all that, it definitely deserves its spot in A tier. At the top tier, we've got 3 pets, and first up is the ostrich. So why did I choose the ostrich? Its special ability gives you an extra 1 to 5 age points when you hatch an egg. Sounds small on its own, right? But imagine having 8 of these pets that could add up to around 40 age points after hatching an egg. That's pretty impressive, right? So yeah, this pet definitely deserves a spot in the S tier. Up next, we have the seal pet, which you can grab from the rare summer egg with about a 10% drop rate. So why does it rank as an S tier pet? Well, here's why. This pet has a special ability, a 0.3% chance that when you sell a pet, it turns back into its original egg. For example, if you sell a snail that came from the bug egg, there's a chance it'll revert to that same bug egg. Same goes for selling a mole from the night egg. It might return as a night egg again. Pretty handy, right? That's why I definitely put the seal in the S tier category. Alright, topping the list is the mimic octopus. And I'm sure you can guess why it's number 1. This little guy can copy your pet every 20 minutes, including its special abilities. So, if you've got a raccoon, it'll imitate that pet and what it can do. Pretty cool, right? The downside, it's super rare. You've only got a 1% chance of getting it from the paradise egg, and that egg itself only shows up 7% of the time in the pet egg shop. Alright everyone, that's it from me. If you don't agree with my ranking, feel free to share your own list down in the comments. Okay guys, before you all go, I wanted to let you know guys, I'll be doing a Dragonfly giveaway soon. If you're interested, just make sure to subscribe and drop your username in the comments.